Hello everyone, my name is Ferdinand and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like my content, please do consider subscribing. Leave a like on the video, I would really appreciate that. Also, leave any feedback or suggestions that you may have in the comment section below. And with that, let's jump into today's video. So there are two topics mainly that I want to talk about today. And the first topic that I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion about was the news that just recently came out, and that is in regards to Sony closing its PS3 online stores. Now, for me personally, I do have very fond memories of playing PS3 with my cousins back in 2008, and this is going back when I was still in Pakistan, so a pretty big part of my life would be to come back home from school or college and just in the evening time spending time with my cousins playing PS3, and just really good nice times that I've spent with that console. Obviously, like I've mentioned before in the past, after my I think after like a huge stint in my life with Sega, and I think Sega was the only console that I had before the PS3. For a very large part of my life, like I've mentioned before in my previous videos, I used to play games mainly on PC. And this is, like I said, Pentium 3, Pentium 4 time, like old PCs, which could barely run any games on them. But PS3 being one of the main consoles, it was a pretty big deal having that console when my cousin bought it and played games on it. So, for a console that was released in 2006, I mean, you can kind of see that it had to end at some point, right? It's almost been, what, 16 years since its release? Maybe even, 16 years, 2006 till now, maybe 15 years. So the curtain had to fall on it at some point. It has been announced by Sony now. I think PSP as well is, also any online support stores and stuff is going away for it as well. So kind of keeping that in mind, it's a little sad. I would have thought that maybe Sony would have supported the PS3 ecosystem for at least 20 years or so, but I guess they're gonna focus on putting people and assets and servers to work on something else, maybe for PlayStation 5. Maybe they have their own online platforms and stuff that are coming in. It's just sad for people who have digital softwares on their consoles. I mean, I mainly had physical hard copies of games and stuff from my PS3, which I still do. I don't really play the system all that much often right now. Yet again, I'm not that huge into playing older games quite a lot, though having the option wouldn't be bad and I would really appreciate it. Personally, you guys know already my stance on like all these software based streaming services that we have for games. I am not a huge fan of them at all, though if I had to choose one, I would say that Microsoft or Xbox's Game Pass is probably the best way to go about it. Kind of like the same Netflix model of gaming. You pay a subscription fee for a monthly amount, a small amount, and you basically just play whatever game you have in their catalog. Definitely not the model that Google Stadia had, which, like, idiots, and kind of glad that service is dying down. They had more or less, a lot of good people on that team, and they had a good chance of making something big with that platform, but they didn't. They're idiots, but it is what it is. But I generally don't like those basic streaming services. I personally do like old school hard copy games, and that's what I prefer having. And I know this is a bit of an old school thinking, but that's what I normally prefer for my games, having a catalog of hard copies and just keeping them with me, playing them whenever I feel like, and just enjoying them at my leisure. Moving on, the second topic that I wanted to basically highlight a little bit upon was something that Sony and PlayStation put out themselves, I think today or yesterday, I think today, and that is that they are developing, or they've given a green light to develop a movie for the recently released game Ghost of Tsushima from last year. Which was, I think, the last title for the PS4, well, mainly the last AAA title for the PS4. And I have to say, guys, the game is fantastic. Like, I love the game. I did platinum it. It shows in the game itself when you're playing it that it was made with passion. It seemed like a love letter to the Japanese culture, and I truly do believe the developers did a fantastic job on the game. I mean, the visuals are absolutely breathtaking, beautiful. I mean, I mentioned that I've got a new TV a couple of months ago, but the game I actually played on my previous generation TV, previous TV. So I'm actually pretty excited to play the game on my Sony X900H, and I'm definitely hoping that I'll be able to record some video off of that, though I gotta be honest, PlayStation 4's recording capabilities at 720p are pretty disappointing, but I mean, what else can you expect from from a 8-year-old hardware, right? So it is what it is, guys. I mean, if the channel gets off and I can invest, definitely the first thing I want to get is a capture card so I can actually capture videos at least in 1080p. Or maybe I'll get a PS5 and I'll actually have a chance to record videos in a little bit of a higher quality. But getting back to the topic at hand, Ghost of Tsushima, fantastic game. I think I will put out a review of the game now that I've moved into my new place and actually have a chance to record a few videos. I think it'll be pretty good. I did love the game, and I'm absolutely very excited about the movie, as long as it's done right, because I know normally any game adaptations that are put into movies are not usually very good. So that does put it in that sort of a place where you have to be a little bit more skeptical of what the directors of movies or basically people in Hollywood would do with the franchise, like with Ghost of Tsushima. I know that The Last of Us is getting a series as well, though I gotta be honest, after the second game, I'm kind of fearful as to what they would do with that franchise. So I don't think it's a day one watch for me, personally. So I'm just gonna leave that on the side. But Ghost of Tsushima, once the trailer comes out, whenever they manage to get it developed, or whenever they're ready to release it, I think as long as the game is done justice, they keep the original score, or they try and keep it pretty similar to it, because I think the music, the score from the game was fantastic. It was a beautiful score. I think half of the tone in the game was put into place by that beautiful music, and obviously the gameplay and the graphics were obviously just a cherry on top at that, right? So definitely looking forward to it, seeing what Sony puts forward. I think they said that they're getting the directors who made John Wick, so that's pretty exciting. I mean, at least we know that if nothing else, the movie will be action-packed, which is it's not a bad thing, especially for a story like Ghost of Tsushima. Action's pretty big part of it, and it'll be interesting how they handle the story and bring that into light. But a fantastic game, guys. I'm definitely excited. I think it's one of the newer projects that Sony has. I think Sucker Punch Studios did a fantastic job with it, and I'm sincerely hoping that even if the movie that is developed, they can capture maybe, I don't know, 70% of the magic that the game has, I think the movie has a fairly good chance of actually being good. And that's all we can hope for as well. I know Sony doesn't really have the best record for producing the good, good movies and stuff, but Jesus Christ, I mean, we can at least hope, right? There's so many bad game adaptations of movies that have been done over the years. Some of them are corny, like, I mean, you have Mortal Kombat. The first one was pretty good, the second one was but I didn't mind it. I mean, the time that those movies were made in, I mean, you can only imagine, right? A lot of people make fun of the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I think everyone loves Bison's acting in it, and I actually do agree. I saw, like, I read an article and then I saw a few videos on YouTube about it. I think the actor who played M. Bison, he actually had cancer, stage 4 cancer, and he used to come between his chemo appointments, after and before his chemo treatment, and he would come and do the acting, and just, it blows my mind. I mean, honestly, his acting was absolutely phenomenal. His character was written beautifully, and I think the actor brought him to life. So it was really, really good. But apart from that, like, normally when you think about movie adaptations of games and stuff, it doesn't work out. It hasn't really worked out. I remember Timothy Olyphant's Hitman. Yeah, again, it was an okay game, but didn't really do it any justice. Think about Doom with The Rock. No, man. It was an okay movie, but it was nothing. There was nothing in it about the game. There was nothing like the game. I think it was mostly based on Doom 3. Yet again, an all-around failure for me, but I digress. So sincerely hoping Ghost of Tsushima movie is 10 times better than what we've gotten in the past. I mean, I know the new Mortal Kombat movie is coming out, so excited about that as well. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Any suggestions as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye.